Quick but important note before we start. This video is about record keeping for a self-managed super fund that has already decided, with its own licensed financial and legal advice, to hold commercial property. It is general information only, not financial advice, and definitely not a recommendation to buy property through your super. That decision belongs with your licensed advisor. With that said, once an SMSF holds commercial property, the record-keeping obligations go well beyond normal small business bookkeeping, because the fund has to prove, not just assert, that every transaction meets the rules the entire time the property is held. The biggest one? Arm's length rent. Where the fund leases the property to a related party, commonly a member's own business, the rent must genuinely reflect market rates, and the records need to prove it. That means an independent market rent valuation obtained and kept on file, and a formal lease on standard commercial terms. Below market rent to a related party is one of the most commonly flagged compliance issues in SMSF property, and the defense is documentation obtained at the time, never a justification produced afterwards. If the fund borrowed to buy, there's a limited recourse borrowing arrangement involved, a specific structure with a separate bare trust holding the asset until the loan is repaid. The loan agreement, the bare trust deed, and the repayment schedule all need to stay complete and consistent with each other. Then there's the expense boundary. Every cost connected to the property must genuinely be a fund expense, not something that properly belonged to a member or the member's business operating from the premises. Repairs, capital improvements, who pays for what under the lease? This is exactly where lines blur in practice. Why does all this monthly discipline matter? Because every SMSF gets independently audited every year, and a fund holding property faces closer scrutiny than one holding listed shares. Reconcile monthly and the audit is routine. Reconstruct a year of records at audit time, and it's expensive, painful, and risky. The full written guide is linked below, and this work always sits alongside your fund's own accountant and auditor, never instead of them. True Tally Bookkeeping. Registered BAS agent, Xero certified, and no silly questions.